Barakah Yahweh, Barakah Yahushai, Barakah Yahweh, Barakah Yahushai, Barakah Yahweh, Barakah Yahushai, Kalpala Yahweh, Yahushai, Barakah Yahweh Kakadash. Double honor to the elder apostle, our great Milton Woolwell. Sincere taking the oxygen and put to the truth across the four corners of the earth. To the fear and power Yahweh Yahushai, that the hope will let. Taking the Israelite foreigner that gather amongst the nation that believe in the name of Yahweh, Barakah Yahushai. And shalom to the tits of the family that tuned into this gospel, preach around the whole world, peace and mercy unto you. And who the world innerly called God is named Yahweh. And who the world innerly called Jesus Christ is named Yahweh Shai. And we're the Hebrew Israelite that sits this of the so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans. And those in line descendants go back to one of the 12 tribes of Israel due to the scattering amongst the nations. And now it's a video of this guy on TikTok. I guess the channel is Terror Daryl, The Rebirth. Or not, but or Chris Wells, alright, you might. He said the Roman Empire never fell, alright, which he's off on that. The majority of the stuff he said in the video was good info, but where he mentioned that the Roman Empire never fell, so that's why I want to make corrections on, pursuant to prophecy and the scriptures, alright. Let's play this clip.
The Roman Empire never fell, and it still rules the world today. According to this theory, the Roman Empire didn't actually fall in the year 476. Instead, it segmented and formed the Holy Roman Empire. Then in the year 1806, during the Napoleonic War, the Holy Roman Empire dissolved into what is now known as the Roman Catholic Church. The leader of the Roman Catholic Church is known as the Pope, which carries the title Pontifex Maximus, aka the Greatest Priest, which is the very same title Julius Caesar carried himself. The headquarters for the Roman Catholic Church is located in Vatican City, which is surrounded by Rome. Vatican City is a sovereign state, also known as a city-state. City-states have their own separate flags, laws, and a separate identity. And this is just one of the 3 city-states that make up the current Roman Empire, which is now known as the Empire of the City. The other 2 city-states that are in this empire are the City of London and the District of Columbia. You can see this represented on the flag for the District of Columbia, which has 1 red star for each city in the empire. This corporate empire controls the world economically through the City of London, which is also home to Newport, which is a collection of buildings that include the Rothschild headquarters, the London Stock Exchange, and many other banks. Nicknamed the richest square mile in the world. And guess who founded the City of London? The Romans did, in the year 47 AD. The empire's military control, aka the US military, comes from the District of Columbia. But how is DC connected to Rome? Well, this might just be a coincidence, but in the 1600s, a settler by the name of Francis Pope owned a 400-acre farmstead in Maryland, which he named Rome. Then in 1971, Laflamme Plan was introduced, which turned this land into the permanent seat for the United States government, which is now known as the District of Columbia. This district is surrounded by the states of Virginia and Maryland. Virginia is a feminine name, which comes from the ancient Roman family name Virginus, which is derived from the Latin word Virgo, meaning maiden or virgin. So the land that surrounds DC could technically be called the Virgin Mary Land. Standing near the center of DC is an obelisk known as the Washington Monument. Well, there is also another one located in the City of London and one in the center of Vatican City, which connects the 3 states of the empire. And in case you didn't know, the City of London and the District of Columbia are actually corporations. So to summarize all of this, the Roman Empire never fell, but instead over the years it turned into the Empire of the City. And this corporate empire now controls the world, economically through the City of London, militarily through the District of Columbia, and spiritually through Vatican City.
Alright, so he said, toward the end, the Roman Empire never did fail. He's wrong about that, alright? It's Revelation 13 and 11, alright? It said, and I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb, alright? And he spake as a dragon, alright? The 2 horns talk about the Romans, not the Romans, the Republican and the Democrat, alright? That's what they talk about with the two horn, okay? They show like 2 different parties of the same body, alright? Which means they're really not at a difference. It's all theatrics, alright? Verse 12, and he exercised all the power of the first beast before him, alright? So he exercised the power of the first beast before him, alright? Because it's the same beast coming back, alright? It's going into the Roman Empire coming back, alright? At the NATO and the EU, alright? We started off with the EU with the Treaty of Rome, alright? That was signed, okay? but I don't have to look it up right now. Well, we could look it up. Alright, there we go. Treaty of Rome, or ETT Treaty, brought about the creation of the European Economic Community, which became, the European Union. Alright. The best known of the European Community, the treaty was signed on 25th of March 1957 by Belgium, France, Italy, Luxembourg, the Netherlands, and West Germany, and it came into force on 1st January 1958. Alright? So that was the Treaty of Rome. Alright? They had all those different head of the beast, alright, coming together to sign the Treaty of Rome. Alright? It'll tell you in Revelation 17, alright, how they exercise their power unto the beast for 1 hour. Alright. Then, and caused the earth of them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was hell. Alright? So the first beast was talking about the Roman Empire. Okay? And he doeth great wonder, so that he maketh fire come down. Wait. It's that whose deadly wound was hell. Alright? Alright? So that's how it became hell by the Treaty of Rome and then coming back together. So the Roman Empire did fail. Okay? It's the scripture. They come out the bottomless pit. Revelation 17. And Uncle 8, the beast that thou thought was and is not, and shall ascend of the bottomless pit and go into perdition with destruction. And they was talking about, NATO, the EU, America. And they that dwell on the earth shall wonder, whose name were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world, when they behold the beast that was and is and not yet is. Alright. It says, here is the mind which has wisdom, the seven head or seven mountain government, on which the woman sitteth. Alright, America sitteth. America is the woman, alright, that controls the NATO EU. And there are 7 kings, alright, 5 are fallen, and 1 is, and the other is not yet come, and when he cometh, he must continue a short faith. And the beast that was and is not, even he is the 8 is of the 7, alright, because it tells you that the basically the small horn that comes up out of Great Britain, alright, with America, alright. It's that going to perdition, right, destruction. And the 10 horn which thou thought are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom, and yet but received power as king 1 hour with the beast, alright. That's why you have Great Britain, Ireland, Germany, all right, Italy, France, and Portugal, all those countries, all right. And then it said, these have one mind and shall give their power and strength unto the beast, all right, the Roman Empire all over again. These shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them, for he is the Lord. That's going to something else, all right. But basically, I got the point already, okay. We're talking about the daily coming up out of the pit, bottomless pit, all right. To feed the nations, all right. And that's Esau Edom, the so-called white man. He's doing that right now, all right. Uh, so that's pretty much it. You know, make